Hello everyone. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment saying where you're from and when you watched. That way, YouTube will continue to show you stories like this. Now, let's get started. Asterisk, after leaving the abandoned church with a trembling heart, I knew I couldn't understand everything on my own. The sealing ritual had existed, and someone had broken it. I needed to find the person who had witnessed everything from long ago. Through old records and a few whispers, I learned a name, Father Thomas, an old priest who had served in that church before it closed. Rumor had it that he was still alive, living in seclusion in the suburbs, not wanting to talk about the past. It took me days to find his place. It was a small wooden house on the edge of the forest, far from the city, as if he were deliberately avoiding humans. When I knocked on the door, a thin old man with sunken eyes opened his mouth. As soon as he saw me, he stopped, his face pale, and then he whispered shakily, "I thought you had disappeared with him." Those words stunned me. I quickly explained that I was Daniel, the grandson of one of the missing workers. I told him about my experiences, from the shadow in the garage, the call in the night, to the abandoned church and the sealing ritual. Father Thomas was silent for a long time, then invited me to sit down at the old wooden table. He poured tea, his hands shaking. He began to tell, more than 40 years ago, the church where he served became the center of fear. People in the area constantly reported being followed, being called by name at night. A tall, thin figure with red eyes appeared everywhere. Many people disappeared without a trace. At that time, he and several other priests were assigned to perform a sealing ritual to trap that entity. He said the ritual was partially successful. They bound him in a sealing circle right in the small room behind the altar. For many years, he did not appear again. But then, an incident happened. A group of curious people broke into the church, playing with the symbols and sealing circles. Just one night later, the raucous laughter echoed in the area again. Those people disappeared, and from then on, he was free again. I listened and my heart beat wildly. I asked, "Then who is he?" The old man looked at me, his eyes filled with fear and pity. "He is not human. He is the remnant of the restless souls when the old cemetery was dug up. Dozens of souls combined, becoming an entity that craved to spread fear, and he needed one thing to survive: human fear." I shuddered. I remembered what he had said to me, "Only when you are afraid, I can exist." It all matched. Father Thomas continued, "And you, Daniel, you were chosen because of the blood bond. Your grandfather was one of those he targeted. That bond was passed down through your blood. He will not stop until he takes your soul." The air in the room seemed to thicken. I asked in despair, "Is there any way to escape him?" Father Thomas was silent for a long time. Then he sighed, "Yes, but it is very dangerous. The sealing ritual must be performed again, this time with a sacrifice linked to the cursed bloodline. That means you will have to face him directly in the circle with no way back." I swallowed hard, my whole body trembling. The solution was no different from a death sentence. But if I did not do it, he would continue to haunt me and the others in the building. I looked into his old eyes, clearly seeing the despair of the past. Before I left, Father Thomas took my hand, saying in a trembling voice, "If you decide to do it, prepare yourself, because he will do everything to break your will. If you falter, he will escape the circle and it will all end in blood." I walked out of the small house, the wind whistling through the trees. It was completely dark, the night covered. I had a feeling he was standing somewhere in the forest, watching my every move. I knew the choice was before me. I had to decide whether I had the courage to face him directly in a final ritual. Stay tuned for the next episode to see what happens as I prepare to enter the fateful sealing ritual.